Hey, it's the Empire, Geoboxing Empire, Baxter Boxing. Now, man, big news, man. 168, former two-time WBC world champion. The guy's undefeated. Mexican superstar boxer, Dave Benavidez, man. You know, he was scheduled to fight Jose Uzcategui, and man, my God, man. I mean, it keeps on happening, man. He tested positive for COVID. Now, this is a really big deal, man. Jose Uzcategui, that would have been one of the biggest fights of his career. Understand, Caleb Plant struggled with Jose, and it was a tough fight. Went back and forth, but Caleb ultimately got the fight, the job done with a dub. Right, he got a W. Dave Benavidez was trying to do the same thing, and it looked like it was going to happen, but my boy David tested positive for COVID. Now it's wild, man, because there's a lot of big fights that are supposed to happen this year, such as Teofimo Lopez versus Gambosis, and apparently Teo had the strain as well. Same thing with Tyson Fury, weeks before the fight, right? Weeks before the fight. So that being said, man, 2 weeks before Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury had the Delta strain, and it seems as though this keeps on happening more and more in the sport of boxing. Now, man, that being said, understand that Jose Benavidez name was thrown around to fight a couple of guys. First, it was Caleb Plant. Then it was my boy Jermall Charlo. Now, man, that being said, man, Charlo, he said, man, if you want to fight me, take the vaccine. Take the vaccine. And people were like, man, what do you mean take the vaccine? What do you mean? No, why? Take the vaccine? Why should I take the vaccine for? And man, Dave Benavidez wishes he took it. Now, did he? Now he caught the vaccine. Now he caught the virus. And this is a big deal because this is definitely the biggest fight of his career, because Jose is definitely proven. And understand that, you know, like I said earlier, I talked about how Caleb Plant and Dave Benavidez, if they fight each other, it would be like an unofficial unification, because Dave Benavidez never lost his title by losing a fight. He never lost a fight to lose his title. The reason why he lost his title is because of weight issues and issues outside of the ring. But the guy is still undefeated. So that being said, you know, understand that Dave Benavidez, you know, he has a lot to prove right now. He has a lot to prove because he is the champion right now in recess, basically. Right, and that getting the virus deters his career. Understand that, you know, it makes it such that Jose Uzcategui, you know, his name was thrown around a lot, but now he's gonna have more time to prepare for Dave Benavidez. And I heard it basically makes you just don't feel too right. Right now, I heard about a fighter, Virgil Ortiz, top prospect at 147. He talked about getting the virus, and he said he had it in the Maurice Hooker fight. He said he fought with the virus, right? I'm not sure how they let him, but they let him anyway. They let him fight Maurice Hooker with the virus, and he said his body felt drained, and he was just, you know, it's a respiratory disease apparently, or not disease, but, you know, a virus. So he couldn't breathe as well. He couldn't push himself hard, and he said he was like maybe 70-80% of the way there. Right, you can look it up yourself. Just go, you know, Virgil Ortiz COVID, and it'll pop up. Right now, that being said, understand that Dave Benavidez, that now that he caught this virus, he can have respiratory issues as well. And David's style is all about throwing punches. Right, it's a really aggressive style. It's not like a sit back boxing style. It's like a overwhelm you kind of style. Right, over punches and bunches. Right, a volume puncher. So that's his style. He's a big dude. He imposes himself on you. So this is definitely going to be a game changer. We're going to see what kind of shape Benavidez comes in at. Even Alexander Povetkin, he caught the disease before he fought Dillian White. Disease, I keep saying disease, the virus. Right, and he didn't look too great either. So that being said, man, we're going to see how Dave Benavidez and Jose Uzcategui go. This is definitely a pushback and a deter in Dave Benavidez. I always call him champion in recess because the guy's still undefeated, and he was a WBC champ. He just lost it for things outside of the ring, you know. But that being said, my boy Dave Benavidez, man, he should have took the shot, man. Jermall was helping the guy out. He was helping the guy out, champ. Just take the shot. But now it's too late, you know. But you know, they're always coming out with new shots every week, whatever. You know, there's always a new strain. There's always going to be some new company coming out with a new, more effective way of getting the vaccine, right? So anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it though. Was big homie Jermall right? Shit, he took the shot. He should have took the shot, man. Should have took the shot. Let me know how you guys feel about it though. You know, I think that Dave Benavidez, he said he was going to go down to 160. That'd be really interesting. I would have loved to see it. You know, maybe fight like a David Lemieux to get your feet wet there first, just to test the waters and see how your body feels at 160, and then go into a big fight with Jermall Charlo. But Jermall was talking about, you know, he wants to finish business down at 160 first, and that's what fighters should do, man. I'm tired of these fighters getting one belt here, one belt there at different divisions. I want to know without the benefit of a doubt that Jermall is the best at 160, right? So that being said, you know, it's either big fights with Demetrius Andrade, Triple G, or if he can hit the lotto, get the Canelo fight. You know, Jermall was pretty certain that he got the Canelo fight earlier. He said that fight was basically in the bag. Why? Because Canelo Alvarez is negotiating a contract with PBC with the Caleb Plant fight. And that being said, they said Canelo has to sign a multi-fight deal if he wants the Caleb Plant fight, because it will basically make him undisputed at 168. So he says, listen, if Canelo comes to PBC and fight Caleb Plant and become undisputed at 168, Canelo would be the first Mexican undisputed champion. So that being said, you know, he's gonna have to do something that benefits the PBC. We're doing something that benefits Canelo already, right? We're already giving his demands. We're giving him career high paydays. We're doing all the above. Canelo understands that he's gonna have to scratch the other person's back too. You know the saying, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So Canelo wants the historic accolades of a Caleb Plant and what that means for his career. That being said, he's gonna have to do that by beating Caleb Plant, but by signing a multi-fight deal. And there's no doubt about it that, you know, Jermall Charlo was so confident that he's going to get the Canelo fight that he has to be in that contract for sure, right? It's either him or Jose Benavidez. But we're going to see how this whole thing plays out, man. I guarantee that it matters who gets the most buzz in their next fight, right? Would it be Jermall Charlo or would it be Caleb Plant? I mean, would it be David Benavidez? Because Jose Uzcategui is a big fight. That's going to be a big fight. We're going to see the numbers for my boy, David Benavidez. But Jermall Charlo is a big name too. And me personally, the problem with David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo is Jermall Charlo has a twin. And that Castano fight versus Jermall Charlo, it broke like the numbers. It was like the highest viewed fight in years, right? And the problem is Jermall and Jermall look like twins. So when Jermall fights next time, people are going to think it's Jermall, and they're going to do just as big numbers. So I do think that at this stage of in their career, that Jermall is bigger than David Benavidez, but maybe David Benavidez can break out. You know, who knows? But the problem is when you have someone who's an identical twin and you're both exciting, you know, casual fans are going to tune in. They're not going to know which is which. They're not really going to care. So that being said, you know, my boy Jermall is more easy to think you're watching him when you're watching his brother. You know, so like I said, the highest watched in PBC versus Jermall and Castano in a long time, and Jermall's gonna be fighting next, and whoever he fights, I think it can replicate the same thing. No one knew who Castano really was. Yeah, he beat, you know, the fighter he beat to get the WBO title, but no one really knew who he was in America. You know, let's keep it honest. It was all on the shoulders of Jermall Charlo, and if Jermall fights a big name, which I think he will, because he wants that Canelo fight, you're gonna have to prove yourself against one of these elite level fighters, and because Jose Uzcategui is an elite level fighter, so they're both gonna be fighting top opposition, top shelf fighters, top shelf. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out, man. I can't wait for both their fights. Really excited to see. But let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. It's the Empire, GeoBasket Empire. Peace. GeoBasket.